Welcome to Create, Build, Manage, the Entrepreneur's Toolbox.
Welcome to Create, Build, Manage on BizTV. I'm Kelli Phillips. Today I'm joined by Hal Wallace to discuss challenges faced by businesses when it comes to collecting debt. Hal is passionate about helping businesses recover the money that they are owed. Stick around. We'll be right back with more Create, Build, Manage. Our guest has a wealth of experience in the collections industry, specializing in legal processes and commercial collections. Please welcome Hal Wallace. And Hal, tell us a little bit about your background, how you grew up and got you to what you're doing today.
It's a funny story. So my dad was a ex-criminal defense attorney. Right. And I used to see him going and bailing out people at all hours of the night. And I thought, that sounds kind of not fun.
I don't want to follow in his footsteps.
I don't really want to follow in his footsteps, but I want to run down the legal trail somehow, some way. Graduated high school, got into a collection job, thought, you know what, I'm going to go to college. Ended up getting my degree, still working in collection companies. And what happened was I went from consumer collections to commercial collections, and my salary jumped exponentially. And I thought, well, this sounds kind of fun. I can make lawyer money without having to go to law school and without having to get disbarred. There's just too many regulations. Attorneys are built for they're not built for speed. They were real good at sending letters and scare tactics, but we need to get money quick.
Yeah.
What happened was I got into commercial collections head first, and 23 years later, I'm still in commercial collections.
You have a business partner. Tell us a little bit about her.
Absolutely. Her name is Liz Rios, and she is the yin to my yang. She is an expert level serial entrepreneur, marketer, social media guru, and she has been the brains behind everything.
Tell us about your company and the name, because we haven't gotten into that.
Absolutely. So the company's name is Ryan and Jacobs, DBA, the Jacob Companies. It's a company that specializes in commercial collections of all kinds.
Of all kind, but you do have a specialty, West Texas.
Absolutely. Our forte specialty is oil and gas, from the West Coast to the East Coast, but we specialize in Midland, Texas, the Permian.
So what sets your agency apart from others in the collections industry?
Transparency and honesty. There's a black cloud that kind of hangs over the industry because it's negative. It's collections. You're calling people for money. You're demanding that they say, you're trying to convince someone to do what they originally said they were going to do, and sometimes that's very difficult.
Yeah.
Full transparency, full honesty. We do exactly what we're going to say 100% of the time.
So what's the response from people that you're trying to collect from? I mean, you're not going in there with a big old burly guy going, you will pay us this money.
Not always. That's the extra charge. Typically, what's the reason why we're having the conversation? Is it a cash flow problem? Is it a dispute? Is it somebody's robbing Peter to pay Paul? Did they intentionally defraud the client? Is this a scam? Whatever the case may be, it's our job to find a solution. And that solution is getting the client paid in the shape, one form or another, right?
So this business obviously has done well for you. I mean, you've been in it 23 years. Where do you see it going? I mean, do you think we'll ever get to the point where people will actually honor their word?
See, that's the scary part. Collections has been around since the predate the Bible, when early Christianity talked about it.
Right.
It's going to continue. It will never go away. There will always be people that owe money, and I think that a lot of people honestly want to do the right thing. The problem is that these businesses make wrong decisions and end up having to make the wrong decision not to pay or stretch it out. And what happens is it's a trickle down effect. You don't pay this guy. He doesn't pay this guy. He doesn't pay this guy. He doesn't pay this guy. And before you know it, nobody's getting paid and the economy and collections just going like this. Collections will always be there. It's never going to go away. People will always owe money until the end of time. We keep extending credit. We're going to keep owing money.
Do you help those people maybe that have made those wrong decisions get back on track, or are you just solely about collecting the money?
Absolutely. So we sometimes clients will come to us and go, hey, I am thinking about filing bankruptcy. Can you help me settle these debts? I would like to at least get some paid, some of the money owed, or some of the money that I owe to my creditors paid. I don't want to file a bankruptcy. Nobody wins in a bankruptcy. Honestly, the only people that win is the attorney handling the bankruptcy. Right. It's pennies on the dollar to the creditors. Eventually, if enough of that happens, our economy goes in the toilet. We handle on a case-by-case basis that part sometimes if they request it. But typically, we try to find a solution for the collection account. Like, hey, what do you want us to collect for you? Do you have money that's owed to you? Maybe we can collect for you and we can send it back up going the other way. We collect for you, we collect for you, we collect for you. And at the end, we get this guy paid and then they all get paid. We've done some crazy scenarios to where we end up getting a lot of people paid. It's just one guy that didn't pay and then it trickled down to everybody and we start going up the ladder. We get him paid and everybody gets whole.
You probably can't talk specifics, but in a general term, will you talk about some of the issues that you have faced and some of the clients that you've helped?
Absolutely. We have a large oil and gas client that extended credit too much to someone because of a friendship. Remember, always charge family and friends double. That's the rule. And what happens is he extended too much credit. We had to go to the operator to get paid. And what happened was we went to the operator and we eventually got paid. But the MSA between that party, the guy that we were collecting against, and the operator, that master service agreement is now done, and they're never going to do business with you again because you put their assets in a liability. Mm-hmm. We have the best collection team, hundreds and hundreds of years of experience. We find a solution to almost every problem. That's what I call it. We are solutions orientated. I don't need to be a bad guy to collect money. They don't need to be a bad guy to collect money. What's the solution? Why are we at where we're at, and how can we figure it out? And there are the occasional people that give us the, one finger salute. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to deal with you. Don't show up. Don't contact my vendors. And then we have a lawsuit.
Not what you want to do.
Absolutely not.
But if it comes to it, you have to.
Everything changes when you get a paperwork that says you must show up in a courthouse. Yeah. Your anxiety goes up. Your avoidance mechanism kicks in. Mm-hmm. We are at this reason because that person chose to not to want to deal with this. It's all very different until you get served.
Do you think you're helping people in the long run with what you're doing?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We have client. I could sit here for hours and give you the stories. We collect money. A client calls us and goes, "How did you do that?"
I've been trying for
months. I've called them for months. How did you do it? How did you do it in 3 days? How did you do it in 7 days? There is a psychological advantage when you get a third party involved. You get a third party involved, pick the right partner, pick the right third party, and go and get your money. Because your two options are this: hire an attorney or hire an agency. Those are your two options. What are you going to do? You're going to send them another letter? If you don't pay me, I'm going to send you another letter. They know you're not going to do anything.
You know what they do with that? They file it in
Absolutely.
the closest trash can.
Absolutely.
And they don't worry about it again. So now you get involved with an agency. You collect the money. They get paid. It's a win-win for everybody, isn't it?
1,000%.
All right. We've got a lot more to talk about. So if you don't mind, stick around.
Absolutely.
All right. Hal Wallace will be back with us in just a moment. We are back with Hal Wallace to talk a little bit more about the collections agency. And there's something very unique about your agency and how folks can watch and learn when you get paid and when they get paid. That's a lot different from other collections agencies. Will you talk about that?
Yep. So just as I discussed earlier, we operate with full transparency. I want the client to go on the journey with us, right? So from the point of inception, after they decide, both companies decide to do business. Mm-hmm. We provide them with a portal to our CRM login so they get to see exactly what's going on, the whole entire process. They get to see all the notes from the collectors, what our investigation is finding out. He has a tax lien. We found out that the money went here, whatever the case may be.
All of information is on there.
All of it's in the notes. We hold nothing back. I want them to know exactly what's going on because here's what happens. Can you imagine if I had to update all of my clients via phone call?
You wouldn't get any work done.
We wouldn't collect no money. I'd spend all my day updating clients. So what happens is we give the clients access. They get to view exactly what's going on. Let's say we get a payment on Friday. We then kick them back an ACH next Thursday. We send weekly ACHs, hundreds a week to clients all over the world. And come to find out, this works. You place an account, you watch it get collected, and then you get paid.
It's a novel idea.
Right?
But there are agencies out there that will perhaps collect your money, but they're not real timely in paying you. How can you tell the difference between the agencies?
Number one is social media.
Social media?
Let me explain. Collection agencies, if they're on social media talking about their company, talking about the business, they have no secrets to hide. Collection agencies that are not out and about, what are they hiding? They're probably hiding the money that they've collected that they haven't paid the clients on. See, if you're not calling or you don't know when your customer paid the agency, then that means that agency doesn't know or doesn't have to pay you. At least that's what they think. See,
so in other words, you're saying somebody would have to be the squeaky wheel.
Absolutely. You don't have a portal with most other agencies. How are you going to know when your customer pays them other than when they tell you? You got a crystal ball?
No.
No.
So with your agency, I can log on, I can see that you've collected, and I can expect my payment.
Absolutely. Administration department reaches out and go, hi, I would like your ACH information to send you an ACH. It's a very simple process.
So what is the process for those people that have, a debt out there that needs to be collected? What's the first order of business? Do they immediately come to you?
So the $1 million question is, when should I place the account for collections?
Right.
At what point were your terms non-existent? At what point did they no longer abide by your terms? Was it 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? Let me give you this is a statement that I tell everyone in collections. Mm-hmm. From 30 days to 6 months, we have a 90% chance of collecting your money. When it goes from 6 months to a year, it goes from 90% to 10%.
That drastic of a drop.
Think about this. If they use you to do whatever they needed to do and they're not paying you, chances are after 6 months, they're moving on to some other transport company to do exactly what they got you over on. And that's what happens. That's what we see. It's just, you want to get something quick while it's a priority, because the further it gets away, the less of it is a priority and the more we have to make it a priority. And that's what we do. We want to turn you into a priority of getting paid.
Now, obviously you're a business, so you're going to collect a portion of that. Do you go into the transparency of what it is that y'all are collecting on top of what you're collecting for the person?
Absolutely. So at first we agree on a rate that both parties are okay with. Mm-hmm. We agree to take this, let's say 20%. We agree on 20%. Let's say we collect $100. You get back 80 minus some sales tax, and we move on to the next one. And it's a very simple and turnkey process.
So what's your goal for the future for your agency?
I would like to be the global standard for collections. And I know that's a lofty goal.
Yeah.
But I think that if we had more transparency in the industry, it would weed out the bad characters.
Are there a lot of bad characters? Typically, you think of collections and you think of some burly guy showing up at your door.
Yeah, there's just, they operate their business very different than we do. Mm-hmm. We are client focused. You take care of your clients, your customers, everything else falls into. Take care of your clients, your customers, your employees. Everything else falls into place. It's a novel concept, right? Pay the people that you agreed to do business with, and you get more business. Wow.
Now, this business is you and your partner. Do you have a big group of people working under you?
Absolutely. We have an office corporate offices in Plano. We have an office in New York, and we have an office a mailing address in Midland. Hope to open another office in Miami. I think we have 20 plus employees now, 25, 26. And every one of our departments is key to this whole thing running, from administration to client services, to sales, to collection, to legal, to accounting. None of this works without everybody working together. Our client services department is phenomenal. I'm talking to everybody. Everybody's different. Everybody has different needs, different wants. They are great in finding out what the clients are. Some people, we give them the portal login. They don't want the portal login. They want to talk to somebody, and that's okay.
You can do that.
We can do that. We just can't go over every account every day, right? You've got operations, sales. We have male, female, everything in between, collectors. New York office is rocking and rolling. We're going to get the Miami office going. We want to be the people that you call, not only now, but 6 months from now and 2 years from now.
Where do you think the company will be 20 years from now?
Oh, wow.
If it's going as good as it's going now.
I definitely will have a full head of gray hair. There's no doubt about that. I think that we become a behemoth, and I really do. But we're doing it systematically and scaling correctly. Do we want to be the big guy? I think that we do. I want to be the guy. I want to help more people. And I found out that by helping more people, this business gets funner and funner. I'm 23 years into this. At this point, I'm either crazy or I've got something going.
You've got a smile on your face.
Absolutely.
And you've had it the whole time you've been here. So obviously, you found your purpose.
1,000%. Passion and purpose. 1,000%.
So where can folks find you if perchance they need help collecting money?
The best place to go is ryanandjacobs.com. Phone number is 972-472-7857. Or you can email hal@ryanandjacobs.com. Happy to come out and shake a hand, put a face to a name, whatever somebody needs. If you got somebody that owes you money, I want to hear about it.
All right. Hal Wallace, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
And sharing your story. We appreciate it. Hal Wallace with Ryan and Jacobs. And we'll be right back. Thanks for joining me today for BizTV's Create, Build, Manage. Episodes of Create, Build, Manage are available on demand on the free BizTV streaming app. Visit watch.biztv.com and get BizTV programming anytime, anywhere. Stay tuned to BizTV for more stories that educate, enlighten, and empower.